You gotta fucking care enough where the shit hurts. You gotta fucking care enough where the shit hurts. It gotta fucking mean something to you. It's more than a job. It's your fucking livelihood. How well do you know your job? How well can you do your job? You can't sugarcoat that shit. It was in the fucking excusable, man.
Shut the fuck up!
And there it is. Because nobody wants to hear that shit. Nobody wants to hear that rant. Because where was this intensity and that energy when we kept getting our asses beat, when we're losing to the Saints, when we're losing to the Falcons, when we're getting mud stomped by the Rams, when we're losing games to the Bills because you want to put an edge rusher on a running back, when your offense comes out flat and you only play one half of football. Nobody wants to hear that bullshit. Nobody wants to hear that rant. Because of you, we had to resort to rooting for the dusty, bum-ass Buddhist saints. So, with that being said, take the advice of that video and get your shit together. You just got left a lifeline. So, what you gonna do about it? I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna welcome every Bucs fan here to Bucs Report, the aftermath. I need y'all to subscribe to this YouTube channel, or if you don't want to look at my pretty face or Slick, subscribe to Spotify, Apple Music, iHeartRadio. I want to reiterate this. Bucs Report is about giving you football facts, not Buccaneers facts, football facts. We are fans of the game first, then our team. We're here to give you the good, the bad, the beautiful, the ugly, and the what the fucks moments. Shout out to the other people, Joe Bucs fan, Pewter Report, Ira Kaufman, and all them. That's cool. They do their thing. We do ours here. We're not here to appease anyone. We give you praise and worship when you do right, and then we criticize if you fuck up. So, with no further ado, let's bring our defensive coach here, Slick. Coach Slick will be joining us in a moment. We got the dude that's here. Slick in the house right now. What's going on? Coach Slick, what's up?
Good, brother. I'm good, brother, but I don't know why we got this half one screen thing going on. I got to sort this out.
Go ahead and sort it out. I'm here.
There we go. Yeah. There we go.
Very nice. Very nice. Love it. Face off. What's going on with you, my brother?
I'm frustrated with this shit. I'm like, you know what, that whole video montage, like I was surprised because he doesn't really cuss or anything like that, but it just sounds like his livelihood's at stake. But they ain't gonna get rid of that team. There's too many people on that team. That defense will largely stay the same next year. It will look almost identical. It will not be too different. Guys who have contracts up may not be re-upped, like your Hassan Riddicks and what have you. Levante David may retire, but for the most part, your safeties are going to stay the same. Your corners are probably going to stay the same. Maybe Jamal Dean doesn't stay and he moves on to Pastenu because obviously he has the one-year deal. But your defensive line will look similar. Obviously, you'll draft pieces in, but for the most part, most of these guys are still going to be on the roster. So that's kind of like, it's not your livelihood, man. It's your livelihood. You just realized losing this game is put you on fucking notice.
And you know what I think, Slick, and I don't care what anybody says, these coaches and players, they hear what people like you and me are saying because we're speaking truth. I'm here to go out on a limb, guys. I don't give a shit what you heard on ESPN. They don't know. You know why? They don't even watch our team like they do. Richard Sherman had some shit out there, Slick, saying he doesn't even watch a certain team. I think they were talking about some shit like that. So what does that let you guys know out there? Just because they're on fucking television does not mean they are truly watching the game. They're there to collect a check. They're there to bring in views. Do they know the game? Possibly. Not going to take it away. Those guys played, but there's a difference. Some of those motherfuckers on TV, just if they didn't run a 4.3 or they didn't have a great leap or they couldn't bench 225 35 times, they wouldn't have been there. And then there are people who know the game. They just couldn't perform it at that level. So, and it's very rare to be both. So again, y'all, everybody, we're just here to tell you how it is. We're not being biased. We love football first. If the Bucs are doing phenomenal, we're going to give you that. But right now, you cannot say with a straight face that is happening. And Slick, Bowles, I think he's getting frustrated because he knows this is on him. How many times have we said, don't do cushion coverage? Slick, we've said this for years now. And you know what's fucking bad and what's make it beautiful at the same time? When you have great Mike Evans screaming at you, it's 3rd and fucking 28. You see, it hits different, Slick, when your own team is reiterating and regurgitating.
If you can't stop a team on 3rd and fucking 28, you don't deserve to win that football game. And I heard people saying, oh, well, the referees were biased and all this stuff. And this is how I respond to that. Do you know how many fucking penalties were called on the Falcons? If the Falcons didn't have those penalties, they would have fucking whooped us. We were bailed out on defense by fucking holding calls, by also. I'm not saying the referees didn't call a clean game or whatever, but I'm telling you, if the referees missed half those calls, this wouldn't have been a close game that they won a clutch fucking field goal. They'd be up by 10.
They'd be up by 10. They'd be up by 10. And this is what we're trying to explain to everybody. We've been saying this, 3rd and 28. 3rd and 28. 3rd and 28, Slick. There's no excuse for that. Mind you, you know
they
what?
They can't play, clearly, and I mean this in the greatest respect in the world to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah. They can't play off coverage. They just can't. The whole point of that coverage that Bowles likes to use is it's supposed to be, yeah, we'll give up the cheap shit, but we'll come down on it and we'll nullify, we'll let you catch the ball in bounds and we'll come down on it. We'll come down on it. But what I'm saying is, I don't like it. Do you know why I don't like it? Because if your team's quick enough, you're going to give them 10 yards. 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 You give them 10 yards 5 times, they're in field goal range from a kickoff. Yeah, you get the ball at the 25 and you drive for 50 yards. It's a wrap. It's a fucking wrap. You know, and that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't believe in preventive coverages. I don't think they do all that unless the team is well drilled in how to use those coverages. And clearly we are not, because we're having. How the fuck do you not bracket the guy that you know is going to get the ball? You know he's going to get the ball. He's already scored on you 3 fucking times. The guy's had 1 fucking touchdown all year. Scores 3 on the Bucs. You see what I'm saying?
So, yeah, Slick, I give you a better one. You see he's running crossing routes through the middle. Hey, gee, you know what? Either have someone bump him on the line of scrimmage, put a single linebacker or a safety to come down to help him out, like you said, bracket, do something. No, what do? We leave him open. We leave him all this room like a fucking gazette. The worst, though, Slick, you know this. Hey, Kirk Cousins is a statue, Slick. You know what happens when you rattle him? He throws the ball away or throw a pick. No, we tried to get there with 4. And we also played cushion coverage yet again. Wait, you know what? He's a veteran, Slick. You already know the weakness zones. I can catch you in spaces.
He's not fucking stupid, but he's made money in his career. He's won football games. You know, his postseason record's not great. He's an above average quarterback. Let's be honest. Yeah. Someone has had been a good quarterback in certain years, for the sake of argument, right?
Yep. He's
not a great quarterback, but he's had great moments, and he's been statistically good in his career. He's won divisions titles. He's done. He sucks in the postseason, and he sucks in prime time, unless it's against the Bucs. And my point being is, You don't let guys like that pick you apart. Now, clearly, our pass rush ain't nothing to write home about. That is number one priority to fix, as long with the linebackers. The offense, I think if you bring in the right offensive mind, you probably don't need to do anything, just bring in depth. But for the first 3 picks have to be defense and defense only. Defense, I don't give a fuck if the best wide receiver in fucking all of the land of football is that you draft a fucking pass rush. It does not fucking matter how many people you got catching the football. If you can't fucking rattle the quarterback, you are going to struggle to win the game.
You're going to struggle, and most importantly, like you said, Slick, you're putting too much pressure on one side of the ball. Isn't that the reason why, Slick, we got rid of the great Dungy? One side of the ball did their job, but the other was not held to the same standards.
But the difference with Dungy is his defense was always better than the offense.
Exactly.
You can't say that with Coach Bowles anymore, because I would say I had a look at this. So I was like, I really kind of got into the post-mortem of why we suck at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So Bowles takes over the team in 2022.
Yes.
That was a year where we had Brady as a quarterback and we had bum-ass fucking Byron Leftwich calling plays, right? Really poor. Brady didn't look like he really wanted to be there. I think he was just trying to prove a point and see if he could get it going one last time. You could just see it wasn't, but that defense was still good. They played cushion coverage. I remember because it was the year that me and you first started doing this.
Yep.
It was the year that me and you first started. And I remember us talking about cushion coverage before the Germany game against the Seahawks. I remember all that shit. And I now decided to go and have a look back. We won the division on an 8-9 record. The Carolina Panthers were 7-10. That was our nearest rival. We're 1 game behind. The following year, we level peg all the way to the end against the New Orleans Saints, and we beat them because of head-to-head and strength of schedule. Had the same amount of win totals, 9 and fucking 8. The following year, we had to expect the Falcons to fucking blow I think it was something stupid like 8 games. Oh, no, it wasn't 8 games.
4 games.
But it was like 4 or 5 games, right?
Right.
Because we coughed up 4 to 5 games in our middle of the season. And then Kirk Cousins just can't throw fucking touchdowns. And he's throwing INTs. And then they end up making the decision to ultimately go down the route of Michael Penix. Right? Yeah. But you go back in that year, I'll go with the last time the Falcons beat us. Me and you were at that game. Then they go and beat the Cowboys. They lose to the Saints. They lose to the Broncos. They lose to the Chargers. They lose to the Vikings. Mm-hmm. They win against the Raiders. They win against the Giants. They lose to the Commanders. And they lose against the Panthers. That's why we won divisions. We didn't win divisions because we were just swinging our dicks. Our competition had to fuck it up monumentally. And you're seeing it again. It's a pattern. We are lucky to win the division 5 times. We haven't owned the division 5 fucking times. We're in a piss poor division, and if you put us in any other division on any given year, we would have not made the playoffs. Not as a number 6 seed, we'd have been 2 or 7 seed. We wouldn't have made the playoffs. Period. I get top Coach Bowles, and I will thank him. I will shake his hand and say, "Look, thanks to you, I got to enjoy some winning football." Winning the divisions, I'm happy with that. But it is time to see if someone else can get more. I'm seeing the Liam Cohens of the world doing more with less. I don't know that. They've got one sophomore wide receiver, year 2 guy, that is super, super good. Yeah? Super, super good. I think he got Pro Bowl, alternate Pro Bowl in his rookie year. Really fucking good dude. I couldn't tell you who I'm not, is Itney their running back?
Who?
Travis Etienne?
I think so, but I catch your drift.
No point. Their quarterback's been up and fucking down like a fucking yo-yo. We don't know what you're going to get him. Travis Hunter is injured right now. Their defense, I think they've got one good pass rusher. The linebacking core is solid, but not great. I don't know their DBs enough to really kind of shout out about them.
Yeah.
But on paper, we got a Super Bowl champion. We got a Super Bowl champion on that. 2 Super Bowl champions on that defense. 3 Super Bowl champions on that defense. At minimum, right? You put in Dean, that's 4 Super Bowl champions. Now we're going to get into the nitty gritty of where like other guys can't. That's 4 Super Bowl champions, people with experience winning playoff games and know what it takes to win. Then on the offense, you've got even more. On the offense, you've got even more. And you can tell that's where the experience lies. And I've got people coming out again, you got to put Baker on notice. I'm like, I am not going to flush a fucking franchise quarterback based on fucking 5 games. But what I can do is flush a coach based on 4 years of mediocrity.
4 years of mediocrity, ladies and gentlemen. Excellent. Excellent perspective and analysis.
And he'll be a great coordinator. He'll go somewhere else, and he's going to be a great coordinator. I think the head coach job is just too much for him.
Yeah, but the way that you broke that down, now, Buck fans, we're giving you reality. He just gave you documentation on how we were winning shit. I'm glad you brought that up, Slick, because this past Sunday, while a lot of Bucs fans were cheering, that's nice, it gave me PTSD because
I cheered. I smiled. I thank fuck for that. Because it means something to me as a Bucs fan, yeah, to win that next one. It means something. But we can't go through life relying on people, going through our football seasons, relying on other teams to fuck up so we can get success. Now, we know that it's a win-loss system, yeah? You've got to have more wins than losses, right? And teams will lose. But when you're in a position, and we were in a position to take control of the division, we were in fucking prime condition when we came off that bye. We were rolling, baby. We were fucking rolling. Loss. And me and you sat there going, we're disappointed, we're upset, but we know the home stretch is coming. We know we got some shitty teams to play, and we are going to do what the clear bowls thing is, beat some shitty teams, and we're going to beat some shitty teams, and we're going to get into the playoffs. We'll be fine. We'll probably have an 11 win season, which is where I put our floor at anyway. Right now, that is in jeopardy. I don't know if we can get to 11. 11's like our height now. That's the ceiling.
We're not getting to 11. The best we can do is 10. That 11 is done. We can only pray that we replicate last season's record, 10 and 7.
Sure. Oh yeah, because we have 7 wins.
Done.
My floor's broken. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We see your floor, Slick. Fuck your floor. We can go lower. We're digging.
And I said the floor was 12, but mind you, injuries torpedoed that shit. But
we understand there are injuries in the game. We get it, but it's not on defense.
Not on defense.
Only County that's injured. Okay, in the last game, I believe Tyke Smith was out. I get, and throughout the game, other people got injured. I get that, but it's not been the defense that's fucked. It's the offense.
And again, Slick.
And that's why we can give Baker the benefit of the doubt, because yeah, he hasn't had the fucking dudes. He is playing a little bit more poorly, but I think he might be playing a little too cautiously, or the play calling so cautious that he doesn't throw picks. Whereas he's got a gunslinging mentality, and I don't see him gunslinging anymore. I see him holding onto the ball and scrambling more than he used to.
And you want to know what you do with gunslinging quarterbacks, Slick? You design gunslinging fucking kind of plays. Now, I want to get into this because, Slick, what player have I been yelling his name in praise and worship for weeks to get him on the field? And when it finally happened, I'm sitting back like, I fucking told you so. Slick, can you tell the world who this individual is?
Devin Cope.
Devin Cope. Shout out to you, man. Maybe Grizzard finally was listening. I kept trying to tell you, motherfuckers. I kept trying to say Cope would be a major asset in the passing game. He has the size to where a nickel cannot contain him. He also has the speed to get behind linebackers. You put him at the Y. It's not that many teams and defenses that can hang with that. Now, Grizzard, you got to get your shit together. But Slick, I want to give a we're gonna have this person. I'm gonna put this video up because there's a particular former NFL Bucs player that I have words for, and I want to. And after seeing this video, Gerald, I've been talking about you all day, but I just want to hear this again. Hold on, everybody.
And that's been happening a lot. Y'all want to blame TB. Y'all want to blame Tom Bowles so bad. Y'all are just looking for a reason why this is happening. Okay, is Todd Bowles to blame for all the times that Pitts was open, wide open, all those blown coverages? Is Todd Bowles to blame for the reason we can't rush with 4?
And the answer to that, Gerald McCoy, first of all, look, respect you. You did a lot with less when you were in Tampa. But in this one, my man, you're flat wrong. And the way I'm going to hit you with the Stephen A. Smith, you're wrong, and here's why. Gerald, it is his fault. It's not only Bowles' fault. We're going to give a little bit of blame to Jason Light. Now, Slick, last time I checked, they had a whole damn offseason to evaluate the talent of what they had. This past season, when they evaluated during the season, when Hassan wasn't living up to his contract, why did they not go for a pass rush? But let's just break the game down individual. Gerald, you should know these things. When a player is fucking up, you're supposed to either coach him up or you play to the player's strengths and not the scheme. Yes, Gerald, it was Bowles' fault that Pitts was wide open running across the middle. You want him? Why didn't he block? Why didn't he have someone jam him on the line of scrimmage? Why wasn't he bracketed as Slick brilliantly put out there? Why wasn't he doubled? Drake London was no factor. Why are you playing cushion coverage when it's a complex system? Because he tried to say in that video that was the perfect play, but it wasn't. Gerald, if it was the perfect play,
it would have stopped it.
Then why didn't they stop it? You see how you contradicted yourself, Gerald?
Can't say perfect. Look, and I want to add my 2 cents worth on this because
go ahead.
And I've not seen that video. It's one I've been actually meaning to watch. I just didn't get around to it. Other stuff has come up. But with that being said, it's yes and no. The players are responsible because they're the one that makes the plays. But the architect, the game planner, all those things, then I would say this. Why the fuck are you not fucking pulling players from putting other players in? Why am I not seeing you lose your shit? Because I would lose my shit if my players aren't doing what they're doing. I ain't going to be fucking stoic because you're fucking embarrassing me. I gave you the tools and now you're not embarrassing me on a national fucking stage. I will turn around to my DBs and go, guys, I'm going to keep fucking rotating the motherfucker until one of you can fucking stop him. What do you need me to give you so you can stop him? And they'll go, coach, just let me bracket him. Let me go one-on-one with him. I will fucking hold. I will be on outside, inside shade, so I can push him to the outside. I can push him to the outside, so he can't get that hard crossing route release. I will push him that way, and we'll just bracket him with the safety. Antoine Winfield, whoever, not Izzian, because I think Izzian's good, but I think he's a backup. Antoine Winfield, you go to his side every single fucking time. You are living in his back pocket. If he gets to 7 yards, you've locked him up. You've locked him the fuck up. This is what I'm trying to understand. When you're a coach, you're presented with problems of the day, and the problem of the day was you couldn't stop the run. You couldn't stop the run, and you couldn't stop Pitts. So how do we alleviate that? Okay, you believe that I can't get home with the guys I've got. The blitzing really didn't do much either, to be brutally honest. So maybe. I don't know what the answer is there. That's something that's deep, more rooted, that's going to take a lot more fixing, which is why I'm more worried about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, because that pass rush is broken right now. But with my DBs, I'm saying to you, what do you need to be successful? Because you are failing. So what can I give you? I can coach you up, but what? We've done all that. We did that last week and we struggled. So what can I give you? What can we do to limit the damage?
Now, Slick,
what change works better for you? How much depth do you need? He might go, coach, don't put me at 10. He's kicking my ass at 10. He's absolutely kicking my ass at 10. This is a big, strong fucking tight end. He's going to bowl me the fuck over if he catches that ball with any momentum. Let me get tight to him. Let me hold on to his body. Let me feel him so I can get a piece of him the moment that ball's in his hand so I can play it.
And Slick, I want you to elaborate on this because Gerald McCoy, I want you to understand you're not talking to individuals that don't know this game. You're talking to an individual that has coached it and a championship caliber coach over in the UK. You're talking to a guy right here who has done coordinating for teams in BA. You're talking about a guy who had strived to be a running back, still could do it if some of y'all want to test me out there. But Slick, I want you to give them just the 2 key points of the zone defense and the 2 key points of man. Let's start with man, because we want McCoy. We educated people here. Coach Slick, explain the whole purpose of zone coverage in a nutshell for everybody out there who doesn't get it.
Zone coverage is a spot-based system where you are covering grass rather than people. The idea is the flats. These are your underneath zones, so you'll have the flats, which are the most towards the sideline. Then you've got the hook seam curl drops, and then inside you've got the middle hole. Those are your traditional. There are some stretches into that somewhat. When you blitz in zone, you end up removing those zones. So in a traditional cover 3, you got 2 hook seam curl droppers, and you got 2 flat guys. So you got 4 underneath, 3 on top. When you blitz, you remove one of those holes, which means that one of the guys, usually the hook seam curl routes, he's now got both hook seam curl routes, hook seam curl drops to defend, which makes it very easy for crossing routes, any sort of like mid-breaking route, because the middle field's wide open because you've got only one guy patrolling it. All I got to do is send 2 guys. He's going to be fucking lost because all I got to do is have one on that side and one on that side. He's got to go to one of them, right? All I got to do is stare down one, flip to the other one, look one off, look to the other one. I can get away with doing that. Then you're going to rely on your guys who are in your cover, and this is just cover 3, for example. Then you're going to have your guys who are in the cover 3, the top zones. So your 2 outside, and then your middle there. They've got to come down and make plays. So what you're seeing is guys catch balls in space, and then you get the rally down by the DBs to come down and make those tackles. Titans are big motherfuckers. They're not that easy to take down every single time, again and again and again and again. So the concept is that you are covering the space, throwing lanes, areas where routes are traditionally run. A hook seam curl route, a hook seam curl drop is essentially where hooks, seams, and curls are ran through, right? Flat is where running backs tend to flat out to, where the outbreaking routes from the wide receivers end up going. The middle hole is just anything that kind of crosses in between. The deep routes, they're kind of deep crosses, your seams, all that kind of stuff that goes your fades and what have you, posts and all those kind of things. Those are for those kind of things. So that's kind of zone coverage. Now in man-based coverage, you are locking up with a single person. This is the whole when people say someone's on an island. When you say you're on an island, you are in that person's back pocket. The idea is you go where they go. It's one of the most simplistic systems to teach. It's also one of the most difficult to perfect. That's what makes man coverage really hard to teach, but also one of the basic things that you come show where he goes, because that's the principle of it. It's not that simple because the wide receiver knows where he's going and you don't. So you use processes such as film. Film kind of tells you where a guy might be. So for example, if you run, let's say you are the nickel, you're going to watch a lot of those slot receivers, and you're going to be able to look at formations versus what the routes they run. So when they're in spread, the slot receiver runs a lot of posts, seams, and goes. So you know what you're going to get. Post, seams, and goes, they're all kind of the same. They're not massively different. One is being the post is probably the biggest difference in those. So what you're going to get is a lot of deep shit. So now you know what to expect out of these 3 routes. Then you'll have the next tendency, reading the hips of the wide receiver. I always say burn a hole. Use Superman heat vision, burn a hole with your eyes through his hips. And I always say don't look at the hips, look at something on that area, whether it will be some steam of the stitching, whether it be the belt buckle, whether it be the jock tag, or a logo like the Nike logo, an Under Armour logo. Because once you look at something like a specific thing, your eyes will lock onto it. If I ask you to look at a field of green, it's hard to lock on to something because it's a field of green. But if I told you to look at the white ball that's in the middle of that field of green, you're going to lock eyes onto it because you've got something to look at. So your eyes are drilled onto this point. And now if he goes into his post, you're going to see those hips. They're going to rotate and turn to the way he's posting. So in this case, it's infield. So if you were on this side, you've got inside shade, you're going to see his hips turn and they're going to come away from you. They're going to point past you. They're going to look like they're going past you. So now you're out of that hook, of those 3 routes I just mentioned, he's going to post. So now you apply yourself to the post. It's a much harder. They say the slot precision is hard to defend in man because there's so many, the route tree's wide open because you can run anywhere. Whereas a traditional wide out, your Z's and your Z's and your X's, their route tree is a little bit more limited because they can't run outside. So they got to run inside or they got to run deep. So you're literally splitting the route tree in about a third. You're taking a third of the route tree away. And then you've got stuff that they like to run and you've got stuff that they're coached to run that's in their scheme because you're not going to run every route. Probably will at an NFL level, but you won't at like high school level, college, maybe even college level. You're going to probably run only maybe 4 to 5 routes. And those ones, the ones that are your money routes, the ones that you tend to get the ball on, they're the ones that they're taking notes on. When his guy runs hook seam, this guy runs hooks or curls, he is deadly. So you are looking for that stagger step just before he comes to, as he turns his body, you know to come down on it. This is why me and AJ say the counter to that is a curl and go. So you're selling the curl and then you're peeling off again. And that's another thing. DBs have to be respectful of that. That's why the curl route is a little bit of a scary one to defend because you come down too hard or too early, they've got you. And that's something the coaches, the offensive coaches are looking at. The offensive coaches are going, every time you go to curl, he is biting every single time. This time, I want you to curl and go. And if you bite, it's not a blown coverage because you haven't blown your coverage. You've committed to something that you thought you saw in essence, blowing your coverage to go and attack something that's not actually there because they disguised it as something else, which is why football's built in counterpoints and counter punches, counter routes, counter everything. I'm going to show you it. I'm going to show you it. And when you think you got it, I'm going to show you something completely different. And you're going to, oh, fuck, you got me. That's how football works. And that's why man coverage can be dangerous, but it also can be your best ally because if you've got guys who are good in man coverage, they stick to those people like glue. And the problem this Buccaneers football team is we spot drop. Spot drop means basically they take an angled route towards a landmark on the field. It might be the bottom of the hash. It might be the number underneath the numbers. It's somewhere on the field that they are conditioned to go to. And all they do is look at the quarterback and burn into that. And what happens is, this is how the separation is. So let's say, for example, you're a hook seam curl route dropper. You take your read steps forward. You realize it's pass. You turn your hips at a 45 degree angle, and now you're working hard to get into that. If you do not look at the wide receiver and he comes across, you are never going to see, you're going to see him flash past your face and he's already gone. Whereas if you were in man, you get your run route, he's right in front of you, you've got him, dead to rights, now you just adjust. So you might be a yard or two off him, but you've got more chance of making plays. That, in essence, is the difference between man and zone.
Buccaneer fans, football fans, Gerald McCoy, Todd Bowles, Josh Grizzard, Baker Mayfield, did you hear that? We know our shit. But I'm going to just keep it, I'm just going to give you the short sentence because he just said it in the encyclopedia or Wikipedia way. It's simple. Man, it's simple. The scheme that Bowles has you doing, that has the Bucs players, it's a complex system. Zone is very complex. If you don't have the mental capacity or the physical capability, it is going to be hard, especially in certain type of offenses. If you play too much zone, the underneath is going to tear you apart. I would kill you with mesh. If anything, that's what it seemed like the Falcons were using for Kyle Pitts was the mesh. That is a very hard situation. Gerald McCoy, You said the players couldn't do it. Now, what if, Gerald McCoy, that it is too complex for them? Again, simplicity is key in a lot of times when you are dealing with players that may not be able to do what you're asking him. Slick just said, man is a very simple system. Beat your man. And again, I've always been more of the exit of the Jimmies and Joes rather than the X's and O's. Now, here's a scenario, Slick and Bowles. I'm talking to you and Gerald. There is no Drake London. So you don't have the deep threat guy anymore at the X. You don't have the guy who could also hurt you at the slant. So you have a wide receiver in the Falcons, this guy who dropped a clear one. So at that point, Slick, that would have let me know he ain't ready for it yet. So this is what we're going to do, guys. Beat these guys up at the line of scrimmage. We've said this plenty of times, so it's Slick. The pass rush has to help the secondary has to help out the pass rush. In this game, all they did is dink and dunk us to death. And again, you have a quarterback in Kirk Cousins who is not good at moving. So why not rattle him and blitz him? Now, we got the dude who is about to come in here and talk his shit. So come on in here, dude. There it is. Now, you didn't do this, Bowles. You did this. Same for you, Gerald.
No, your ass better call somebody.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, if you're offended easily, this segment ain't for you. Okay? I hear people talk about, I don't want to even say people. Gerald McCoy talks about, what do you say? It's not Bowles' fault? Or it's not Bowles' what?
Yeah, it's not Bowles' fault that Pitts was getting open all night.
Okay. And it's not Bowles' fault that the players aren't playing up to snuff. Is that correct?
That is correct. That's what Gerald McCoy is implying.
Okay. Hey, Gerald, it might not be his fault that the players on the field aren't physically doing what they're being told, but it's his motherfucking responsibility to fix it, bro, and to put the players on the field that will play within the system and do what the fuck is called. Second of all, zone coverage. How many times zone coverage compared to man coverage? How many times you heard a motherfucker say, oh, he found the soft spot in the man coverage? He didn't, because you can't, because there's not. But there's always a soft spot in every fucking zone coverage. Todd, for you to get on there, to have the fucking audacity to say, we've done everything we can as a coaching staff, I don't know what else to do. Stop. In the middle of that quote, you're fired. You are running a multi-billion-dollar motherfucking company, and you're telling me when the company is struggling, you're going to throw your hands up in the air, say, I don't know what else to do, and throw the players under the bus? Not only the players, I noticed you didn't single out any of the big names. You went after the backups who are filling in for the injured players. So you coward motherfucker. You're picking on the weakest on the players. You're throwing them under the bus because you know everything that we've been saying on the show, not including what's Slick. He's just recently on board. But for the past 2 fucking years, that you're out of date, you're out of time, you're out of style, you're out of fad. Motherfucker, it's 2025 and you're wearing parachute pants and teasing your hair with Aquanet. That's how out of touch you are. Here's the reality. Atlanta was without their deep threat, Drake London. That usually is a plus for the defense. What did Bowles' defense do? Made motherfucking Kyle Pitts the deep threat. Made a motherfucking tight end the deep threat. Okay? Bowles, you're in charge. The buck stops with you. If Grizzard's fucking up, that's on you to fix it. If Baker, Rashid, Vita, Hassan, if the water boy if the guy running the fucking pyrotechnics, blowing the fucking cannons on the ship, it all comes to you. The buck stops with you. This team is Todd Bowles' identity. This team, like every team, absorbs and assumes the identity of the head coach. And what we got is a bunch of passive aggressive motherfuckers out here not pursuing to the ball, not hitting with intent. You're going up to the play and you're grabbing like it's motherfucking two-hand touch. Where are the days of a fierce defense coming out of the locker room with their hair on fires? A defensive guru would be able to do that. But you out here with a 12-inch dick trying to cuddle everybody, and that's the problem. And Gerald McCoy, how dare you talk down to motherfuckers? You ain't been in the league on close to a decade. Do you think that the league hasn't changed enough that maybe you might be out of touch? Do you think you know more than Mike Evans, who was running his mouth screaming, it was fucking 3rd and 28 for fuck's sake? Do you think you know more than Antoine Winfield and Vita Vea reaming out Hassan Reddick? It's pretty fucking bad that we've got players reaming out the players that are fucking up and not the coach. You remember Bill Parcells letting that happen? No, he took charge. He grabbed the reins. He stuck foot in ass. What are you doing, Todd? Oh, I don't know what to do, man. We done told them everything, and they just ain't doing it. Well, then you pull them off the field, you dress them fucking down, and you put somebody else in. Next man up. Here's what I don't get, man. When you're going to point towards the offense that has carried your bitch ass to fucking 4 straight division titles, okay, let's be honest. The Bucs ain't 5-1 to start the season on Todd Bowles' fucking defense. Go look at the numbers, assholes. Okay? And all you guys out there with the analytics will technically suck my dick. They were 5-1 and they're 7-7. How about you run an analytic on how many fucking inches of my cock you need down your fucking throat before you wake up and realize, yes, you're just making content and playing contrarian so you can get more engagement and likes. We're not here for engagement and likes. We're here to talk with passion, with knowledge, and with authority. So like Cartman from South Park says, you might not like what we have to say, Gerald, but we're the ones that paid your motherfucking contract when you were a goddamn player. We're the ones that the advertisers are targeting that's paying your contract while you're watching TV. And you're going to get on there in your fucking car and talk down and condescend to us? Hey, bro, how about this? How about when you sack a quarterback, you don't say sorry and help him up, you pansy-ass motherfucker? If you got a problem with me, DMs are open. Come see me. Come talk to me. You want my address? Shoot me a DM. I'll Uber your bitch ass here, and we'll have it out. Here's where we're at with the Bucs. 5-1 to 7-7. But it's all the offensive fault and none of Todd Bowles' fault. The buck stops with Todd. It continues on to Jason. And just like with Tony Dungy, Rich McKay didn't want to fire Dungy, and the owners stepped in. When the owners have to step in and override somebody, it's a GM and a coach, okay? Dungy was fired for far less. And Todd, you're living off of Bruce Arians' fucking Super Bowl. You have ridden Bruce Arians' fucking coattails from Temple fucking University to goddamn $1 place. Are you an offensive or defensive guru, I should say? I don't think guru is the word for you. I don't think you can hold a candle to Spagnuolo. And guess what? He ain't a head coach. Todd, it's time to look in the mirror and say, it's okay to just be a great defensive coordinator. It's okay that I'm not cut out to be a head coach. But I'm going to tell you what, if you go to a restaurant and you get a shitty meal, who's ultimately responsible? The fucking manager. Todd, you're the fucking manager, bro. Nobody goes to a fucking business and has a problem with employees says, can I speak to the second employee in charge? They want to speak to the manager. Why? Because that's where the accountability ultimately fucking falls on. So yes, I've used some bad words. I've called you some names and I don't give a shit. You know why? I'm not sitting in my car and I'm not sitting in a $40,000, $50,000 car wearing $5,000 worth of clothes and $10,000 worth of jewelry, talking down to other motherfuckers that we don't understand the game when the players who are actually on the team, on the field, battling blood, sweat, and tears are saying exactly what the fuck we're saying. We have talked to players off the record. We have talked to players on this team and they agree with what we're saying. So now what you're going to do, Gerald? You're going to go down to $1 place and throw a fucking party for bowls? And you're going to take your fucking 500 mediocre asses and ride off in the sunset? I realize, Gerald, you're impressed by a 7-7 record because your time at the Bucs, that would be considered a fucking fantastic season. But we're at a different elevation now. We are an organization that supposedly had a culture change when Tom Brady showed up, when Bruce Arians showed up. We're supposedly a team that has seasoned Super Bowl veterans. Yet I see Antoine Winfield and Vita Vea dressing down and holding players accountable more than you. You just go on behind a microphone in a press conference and throw bitches under the bus. That's a bitch made you know what move. So I'm not going to stand here long because I know I've already ruffled enough feathers, but here's what I will say. The man on the center of the screen, he coaches the game. You going to tell him that you know any more than him because you played D tackle? You played one position. One. The guy in the center of the screen played positions and coaches of multiple positions. You're talking to a guy on the, as we look at the screen left side, AJ. We call him Buff Curry. We call him a lot of other things, but he turns up. And when he turns up and he's mad, he's not just coming with hyperbole like I am. I'm the guy who's going to overreact. I'm the guy that's going to yell on screen. These two guys next to me on screen are bringing to you facts and logic. And what are you doing, Gerald? You're hiding behind the NFL fucking logo, acting like, oh, you guys don't know what you're doing, blah, blah, blah. Analytic guys, from the back you can suck it. Gerald, grow a pair. Buccaneers, you got to win 3 games in a row to make the playoffs. And here's a fun fact, Bucs fan. I don't mean to be a spoiler. They can win those 3 games in a row. But if Todd Bowles is the head coach, it's one and done in the playoffs. Because if you go back and look, that's literally Todd Bowles' fucking resume. I am out.
And there it is. If you
go.
don't like it, you don't like it. But as always, Gerald, you're still more than welcome to join the Bucs Report, the Aftermath, which everybody needs to subscribe to.
And you come in with respect, and we just want to know the intricacies of what your thought process is, because again, I'm sat here after that press conference, and I'm hearing the coaches have done everything they can, and I'm thinking, okay, I'll level with you. With my day job, which isn't football coaching, I'm a manager. We had a monumental fuck up, right? To the point where the owners were like, we may have to, if this goes as bad as we think it could go bad, people could get fired. That was the conversation that was happening.
Yeah.
I went home that night and I sat there and I stewed of all the things that potentially I could have done better.
Yes.
Could I have done that better? Could I have done that better? Could I put my guys in a better position? Could I have done this? And I bumped into a couple of guys the next day. Everything got sorted. We were all good. Everything's great. And I'm talking to one of my workers, and I said, like, we're all, for a moment, we're all kind of on the chopping block. And she's like, right. You weren't on the chopping block because you were doing X, Y, and Z. And I was like, yeah, but I could have done more. And she said, what? No, you couldn't have. No. The buck stops with me. I'm one of the bosses. I have the opportunity to do things about it. But I'll tell you one thing. And she was like, what's that? And I'm like, this won't happen again. It won't happen again because I've already learned what the fuck I'd do in this situation if it ever arises again. Now, I know I'm just talking about a small sample size, but that's me agonizing, internalizing over something that a lot of other people were looking at me going, well, it's not really your problem. Like, you did all you could. And I'm like, no, there's more I could have done. Because I'm not a finger pointer. I'm not going to blame one person. What Bowles said, should have said, and this is what I would have said if I was in that press conference. The players have let us down in execution, and that's something that I have to fix as a football coach, because at the moment, I'm not getting what I want out of my guys, and I need to sort it. And it has to be sorted because I can lose my job. These guys could lose their jobs. It's their fucking livelihoods. It's my fucking livelihoods. And we owe it to Buccaneer fucking fans to give them a product that they are fucking proud of. And we are not achieving what we're achieving.
This is Todd Bowles on third and 28. Anything over 3rd and 10, you ready? You ready to watch this thing?
Probably will be for life.
That's Todd Bowles' defense in a nutshell. And mind you, 3rd and 28, I'm being generous. He'll do that shit on 3rd and 5. There's a reason, Gerald, Again, for everybody out there,
2005.
everybody out there, Bucs Report, the Aftermath, Spotify, Apple Music. That's where you can find us. We're not crazy. And mind you, there's evidence of this shit. Slick.
Rams jump the ball, 3rd and 18. Stafford, sideline, Nakua.
One more. Let's go.
Rush is coming. They handle it. Allen throws, and it's popped in the air. But is it a clean?
Okay, that's
two.
your
That's
zone,
two.
right? What you've got is the one guy coming down. He's got the deep left. Hang on. You got the deep left.
Cover
The other
six,
guy has
basically.
got the left flats, right? And what's happened is they've sent a guy in between those two zones, right?
Right.
It's right in the middle. It's like the top of the flats, and it's the bottom of the middle of the. Sorry, it's the bottom of the deep left.
Yeah.
And that's where they fit it in. What's supposed to happen
Yeah.
is as the flat defender is hitting the flats, we always say you got to look out. And this is what they might have done. I don't know. You can do me a favor. Play that one again. I just want to.
Which one? The second one?
The last one that you played.
Yes, sir. Oh, sorry. That's space.
That's okay.
I'm going to go back to the Rex one. Hold on, my bad.
Rush is coming. They handle it. Allen throws, and it's popped in the air. But is it a clean?
So here's the issue. As your flat defender is going into his zone and reading what's in front of him, I would say he should stick. And this is why I love play man unless, right?
Yes.
You're playing man until it's no longer man. So once he becomes no longer your responsibility, you are now playing. You're playing man. They still have to align against a guy, right? It's usually outside linebackers that don't align because unless they're a man, they usually do what's called where they split the difference between the end man line of scrimmage and the guy that they're defending. We call it an apex, right? The different rules to that. But anyway, my point, and that's usually how you can tell if it's zone as well, if they're the way they're aligned, especially at the college level. Anyway, getting into the nitty gritty. As he's reading, I'm looking to see if anyone in the backfield's peeling out. So if I can understand that this might have been a fucked up play, had there been a back squeaking out into the flats, because you've got to honor it. You've got to come down and play that flat.
Yes.
Or, and it all depends on the rules of your game. Remember, it's 3rd down, I believe, in that particular one. All right? It's 3rd down. Let him catch the ball. I can come down on that in space. I need to honor the deep shit first. Let him go. So I'm locking him up. That means that my safety help can bracket him. So when he does start to turn, if I do lose him, he's already there. So now I'm creating a clamp on his body. He's got nowhere to go because I'm just manning him up for the sake of manning him up because I have nowhere out. I am a wasted defender in zone. I'm just standing there. There's nothing worse. You see it in Madden. Play Madden. Madden plays spot drop because it doesn't have the ability to think. The AI is not there. So what you do is you'll have a guy stood in the flats. A guy will run away from him. He'll still just stand in the flats for the sake of fucking standing, because that's what you're supposed to do. That's what the ingenuity of it says you're supposed to do. Right. In real life, what happens is guys shuffle inwards and follow the play because that's realistic. Otherwise, you're just standing guarding grass for no fucking reason. So in this case, had he played the route all the way, and then the safety comes down and squeezes it, you've got a natural bracket, and that should be a broken up pass if the coverage is good. If the coverage is good, at least would look like tight coverage that maybe the wide receiver made a really good play on. Which, when that happens, we all sit there and go, fair play. Guy made a play. That's cool. But when you see guys catching balls in space and just waltzing outside, it breaks your fucking heart because you're like, we got guys there. They're just not doing anything.
Now, Slick, I'm gonna show you one last video. Now, you've seen this plenty of times, but again, Gerald McCoy, Todd Bowles, whoever else out there watching, I want you to watch these two different type of plays. And Slick, Gerald McCoy's out. Gerald McCoy, if you can tell me something different from this, I'll leave you alone. But you need to answer this question. Let's Exhibit A.
Rushing for, it's McCaffrey. He's got the first down. Rushing for, it's McCaffrey. He's got the first down. Well, of course, a year ago it was McCaffrey who was hurt. 3rd and 8. And Jones in trouble, not there.
Now, Slick, Gerald McCoy is out there in the world. People want to be a Bulls apologist. We saw when we played zone coverage and we gave him cushion, McCaffrey and 83 were wide ass open. But when we played man, Slick, we got a sack.
Because man accounts for the fact that someone's always on somebody from the start of the play to the end of the play, right? So you're throwing the ball when you're either throwing them open or you're throwing the ball as they become open. You're not, unless they're really poor man coverage guys, they're not just wide open. So when you're throwing someone, as you saw, he runs a deep hard in breaking route and catches it and then works upfield, right? In the next one, he's glued up. So it makes the quarterback go, I can't get at him. I got to go somewhere else. And then he's looking and he's searching and then he gets frantic and then he has to move. He has to move his feet because he's got to buy time. And then because he's buying time, he gets sacked because he's not Mac Jones isn't a mobile quarterback, right? In the other one, he became open almost instantly because everyone's backed off. So he knows it's straight away open. The only thing that could happen that would have made that play better from a defensive standpoint, and I mean this, is that they rally down and they tackle him short of the first down. That's it. That's the only thing that could happen that's good for the defense at that point in time. There was never a time where he was locked up in coverage where he went, I ain't throwing him the ball because fuck me, this motherfucker's got me dead to rights.
Again, Slick, you just said it. It's just, again, the capabilities of people. It's not fair. If you're guarding me and we're in the red zone and they say AJ do a go route, I'd be like, are you fucking stupid? He's literally going to just put his arm over me and pick me off. You need to give me the ball on a short screen where I can use my ability to run. Slick, as a coach, you know this. You're a coach is like, it's like a father figure type. You want to look out for your kids and your guys on the field. Don't put me in a bad position. Don't get me fucked up out here, coach. Like you said, Slick, if I said, coach, I'm getting cooked in zone. Can I please play man? Now, if I fuck up, then we're going to go back to what you say. But let's say I just lock this dude down so much.
Here's the thing. Players have got to come to him and go, coach, the zone's not working. We're not getting him. We need to try something else.
That's right.
And there's different coverage. People don't understand that you can play man and zone principles together. Like what I just said with the man and less. You can play a pattern match coverage, which is built a mixture of man and zone kind of combined. It's a zone coverage that becomes different zones, which basically kind of makes it more man-esque. There's cover 2 man, which is basically man, but with 2 deep zones. You probably could get away with a cover 3 man to a degree as well. It's all those things that we don't do. And I want to say this. Gerald McCoy has been a part of a losing culture when he was in Tampa, right?
Right.
And we all remember a certain defensive coach and a certain defensive scheme during Gerald McCoy's tenure with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that drove us all mad. And the offense was humming. It was just giving up interceptions, but the defense couldn't stop a fucking nosebleed. And why? We played a coverage called Cover 3 for the most part. And this was from 2016 to 2018 with Dirk Carter and Mike Smith. And that coverage didn't stop fucking nothing. And that was on Gerald's watch. Now, I know he didn't play no coverage, but what I'm saying is sometimes your coach just isn't scheming the right shit that goes with your players. This team, we've known from day one when we got Todd Bowles arrived, he flew in on that jet into Tampa International Airport. Everyone talked about he plays man and he blitzes hard, and it's exotic blitzes and it's multiple personnel. It's everything. It's really complex. Guys take sometimes 2 years to figure it out. This is what we're saying. We're not seeing that Todd Bowles. We're seeing a shell of it. We're seeing Todd Bowles going, well, I'm going to still try and blitz, but I'm going to do it in zone. I was like, okay, but that's never been your MO. Your MO's man. Jam. He's big on his jamming. Like, you remember Colton Davis, Jamal Dean, SMB. They were jam guys at the line of scrimmage. They couldn't get fucking free. And then you'd have the likes of Jason Pierre-Paul and Jack Barrett and all those guys. They would get home because they had the time.
Yeah. And it's funny you mentioned that, Slick. One of the best interceptions when we played the bitch-ass Saints with Brady and them was SMB playing man on his player, and he got in front of the ball, beat the man, and picked it off and almost had a pick six. Thank you, Slick. You just reaffirmed this. One last thing, and we can be out this bitch, y'all. But look, I want you to look at this dingy-ass coverage. I sent this to you before. Woo, 3rd and 28, y'all. Look at this. Look at this. Look at all this cushion. Now, Gerald, this is what should have happened, in my opinion. Bam. Slick, I want the linebacker to blitz through the B gap. I want both corners to jam. I want one guy 5 yards off. I can have Winfield cover one side just in case if Wilder got beat, that Winfield could pick him up, and the other safety, I think that's Isian, can just cover the other side. Problem solved. Problem solved. And the middle linebacker just watches the middle of the field, so there's nothing for them to get many yards. Now, mind you, Slick, they didn't need a touchdown to win this game. They just playing for field goal range. So don't even give them any yards. Make them earn it. Now, Slick, I ask you, what do you feel about this from a defensive perspective?
I mean, I like it. Gonna watch the tight end on the far side because it's tight end trips. Because yeah. I'd worry about. I would probably have the middle guy kind of really key on him. I'd have potentially the outside backer chip into him just to lay him a little bit, just knock into him on the way to the quarterback. It might shake some loose, but ultimately it's pretty solid. You want to disrupt the timing, and like you mentioned quite eloquently and quite honestly that realistically right now they just got to get to that 40, and they could probably get away with a field goal. They might be able to get away with just a field goal here. It'd be a long one, but so you're really only defending. It may be only 28 yards for the first down, but really you're only defending maybe 20 of those yards.
That's all I'm saying. And Slick,
and that's two to 3 plays. So you can't.
And again, you know this, Slick. It's the mental part of the game. If Kirk Cousins is anticipating a blitz, Slick, because if he sees that linebacker get up a little too uncomfortably close, that motherfucker, you know what he gonna do, Slick? I might have to get this ball out a little faster, because if not, he gonna put me on my ass. Now, Slick, you know this, but if we watch that play, when you watched it, Kirk was like, oh, I'm going to get a Cuban sandwich. I'm going to order a cigar. I'm going to go to that spot that AJ and Slick went to. I'm going to light it up, and then I'm going to throw that shit. And that's what he did. He didn't even, and look, oh, Kyle Pitts. Really? Kyle Pitts? Okay, I'm just going to get these yards right back. Boom. If they play man right there, Slick, more than likely they get a sack, or I'm going to call this, they might get an interception, because Kirk would have either had to eat the sack, or he would have thrown a bad ball and Winfield or somebody would have picked it off. Nope, you just let them get those yards back.
And you know what that makes this even worse? This whole situation?
What's up?
What was the down marker again?
3rd and 28, man. 3rd and 28.
Why was it 3rd and 28?
Because we got a sack.
Yep. And there were penalties, right?
And penalties.
Got a sack and a penalty.
Yep.
That really push it back. Do you not realize that had that been routine and there was no the sack will credit the defense for, but the penalty on top as well, which is like the little cherry, that should have fucking killed them. That should have been it, because if they didn't have it, it's even more fucking scary. Because it would be second and 18 or something like that, which is very fucking doable. I believe it was second and 18. They could have gone to third down.
Yep.
Bowles takes the penalty to tack on the extra yardage to turn it into more, and then we're sat here and we see what we see. I don't know if turning down the penalty changes anything. I really don't know.
They get a touchdown. They get a touchdown. So if they didn't accept the penalty, they get a touchdown because he wouldn't have been aggressive.
They moved up the field. That's how passive we were on that drive.
That's my point. If anything, the field goal, Slick, he's not aggressive. At that point, you just said it. On 3rd and 28, what do you have to lose? Slick, he's still busy worrying about they might give up the touchdown. Motherfucker, they not Slick. I can look at no touchdown. From an offensive person, Slick, I saw in my soul that Zach Robinson had no fucking intentions of trying to score. Slick, he wanted to get in the field goal range. I'm sitting back like Bowles. They're not playing to score. They just want they don't have to. At
that point, they just need to get 20 yards minimum, and they've got a shot.
Make it
they get
hard
the first down. They get the first down. It's game over.
Slick, that's my. If they blitz there, I say this. Realistically, it's an incomplete. But you know what, Slick? It's 4th and 28, and there's clock ran off the time. So now, at 4th and 28, Slick, they have to go for a first down. Damn it, Slick. We're not stupid here. If it's a 4th and 28, they got to go for a Hail Mary.
Yep, they got to go for a Hail Mary. That's what you want. But they didn't go for a Hail Mary because they didn't need to, because they just needed to matriculate the ball.
Exactly, Slick. That
third. And then you play everyone so far off, they just got to, go down.
Slick, we're not slow.
Go down.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers and football people out there, Slick, check out my YouTube video. It's called Give Coach Slick an Opportunity. We need to bring him back to the States. And mind you, he will do his job very well with this Buccaneers organization. There's talent here, y'all. I don't want you to get scared. There's talent here. And Coach Slick can bring it out of them. 3rd and 28, ladies and gentlemen. All we had to do, that's where you do play man. Because God forbid, if Builder
I just covered you could possibly play. I would probably blitz one guy, but maybe what I do is I show 2. Maybe it's or show 3, so it looks like an all-out blitz. So I really fucking make him think that shit's going on. I'm manipulating pieces, moving around, but I'm fucking playing man. I'm playing man to my core. I don't even need to. I might play off press. I might play like 3 yards off press. And the bracket is on Kyle Pitts. I'm gonna make you run it. I'm gonna make you run it because you've got no choice.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Coach. So we're gonna be out of here. We'll talk more about this, but Bowles, you've been given a lifeline because the Panthers couldn't get shit done. So you're lucky on that.
Anyone want to win this fucking division?
Do you want to win this division? Oh yeah, Panther fans. We tried to. Oh, Slick, Panther fans is funny. I told them to stop slurping up the media. You're not ready yet. You got pieces, but you ain't there yet. But again, we'll see. Now look, Zion is out. That might be a blessing. I want to see Morrison on the rookie. If anything, Bowles, if you play, I'm gonna tell you this, Slick. If he plays even 40%, man, the Bucs blow the Panthers out. I'm stamping it right here. Slick, if the Bucs play 40% man, they will beat this team 34-10. And here's why. First of all, Slick, we know this. Bucs, if this Bucs offense don't put up 30 points, they're not winning. And here's why they should, Slick. You know this. They have their receiving arsenal now. No fucking excuse. Now you got a game under your belt now, Grizzly, with the whole squad. Get everybody involved. And that's where I'm going to leave it off at that, Slick. I want to thank everybody for checking out Bucs Report, the Aftermath. Again, subscribe to YouTube. I need y'all to go to Spotify, Apple Music, get us up out there. Again, Bucs Report is here to tell you how it is. We're not here to kiss ass. Look, we would love to talk to the Bucs players and the Bucs organization. If not, no disrespect, we are still Buccaneer fans. But I'm going to go And if you want, you can catch me on TikTok, AJ_turnup. I'm going to go talk my shit there in the next 15, 20 minutes. I'm going to eat to get my strength up. But as always, guys, I need y'all to check out Slick. Give Coach Slick an opportunity because he's the man. Always love for you, bro. You take care of yourself. And yeah, go Bucs, my man. Be easy, bro.
Go Bucs.
Peace.
Easy. There you go. I thought everything froze for a second. Okay, guys, that is pretty much the end of the show. What we're trying to say is, I don't know if this season's salvageable for our Bowls. I don't know. My faith is completely shattered after the debacles of the last two games. It's not good enough, and the Bucs does stop with him. You are the head football coach of a football team that was talked of being Super Bowl bound. You were talking about going further than what you've done before. And now you're in a position where you might not even make it. You might not even make it. I would expect more. And as Bucs fans, we should. We should. This offensive side of the roster is definitely very, very deep. It's very strong. But the defensive side it needs a lot of work. It needs a lot of work. Because ultimately, Coach Bowles and his staff, according to them, have done everything they need to do. Imagine getting to week 15, and just saying, we've done everything we need to do. No, you ain't. Coach's job is never fucking finished. It's never fucking finished. We're always coaching. We're always adding more. We're always learning more. We're always adjusting. We're always adapting. We're always pushing our players and putting them in positions to succeed. Coach's job is never done. They haven't done everything they need to do. Any coach with his soul wouldn't say that. I've done everything I need to do. Now it's on the players. Is it on the players to call each other out and you don't need to do it? Is it on the players to always hold each other accountable and there's no accountability? That accountability doesn't come down from the coach as well? And my question is, what do? Do you just teach the scheme and that's it? I know you're a stoic dude and you're not loud. But when bad play comes up, I expect you to be you cussed away. Let some of those players that have let you down know. Not after the game. Right there and fucking then as they walk off the fucking field. Tell them. You keep this shit up, you're going to be out of the league. That's you, Bowles, and that's those players when you tell them. You can be out of the league if you pull this shit off. People are watching. This is on your highlight tape. You turn around to them and say, do you want this? Do you really fucking want this? Because if you don't, I'll look for other people that do. I'll find somebody else who wants it more. Who will give everything they got. But on that note, guys, stream's done. Check us out. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcast, iHeartRadio, or wherever you get your podcast. Go check us out. Get the voices. We talk our shit. We work really hard in understanding and trying to take in the game of football. It's a complex sport, right? But we want you guys launch us, right? So the more you guys watch, the more you guys interact, the more you got put comments in and get involved in the show and watch the show. You plateau us, you take us to a different stratosphere if that's possible. So, and that is possible. But on that note, guys, that is the end of the show. Stay strong. And we got to come out and we got to fucking kick the shit figuratively, literally, actually out the fucking Panthers. Knock the fucking stuffing out of them. Not a last minute field goal. Fucking do them in. Show them that, nah, you thought you had a little taste. You had a little taste at the top. We're going to fucking put you down so fucking hard. You're going to lose the next game, and you're going to lose the next game, and then you're going to play us again, and then we're going to fucking beat you up again. You don't want to come here. We're going to finish you. And that Seahawks game you got coming up after us, you're going to fucking cough that bitch up too. You're going to lose to us. You're going to cough up to the fucking things, and then we'll sit there and go, okay, now we've got 10 wins, and you've got fucking still 7. You have to command that. And it's players too. Blame the gone players too. But bold. Show them. Make them accountable. Tell them what will happen. It's going to happen to you. They'll buy you out your contract and they'll send you away. Because they know that offense has too much fucking talent on it for it to sit and go fucking 7 wins to 10 seasons a year. 10 wins a season. It's built for more. You've got to get them over the hump. You've got to win some playoff games, and you've got to show that ownership that you are the man for the job. Otherwise, they're just going to go for someone else. And I'll tell you one thing: your first casualty is going to have to be Josh Grizzard, because I don't see anything from him enough to really know that he can coach as an offensive coordinator. Probably a great position coach. I believe he's a passing game coordinator. Need to get more out of him. But on that note, Bucs on me, Bucs on 3. 1, 2, 3. Go Bucs!